Get ready because her voice is about to put a smile on your face. Spirit 1053 artist Laura Story is with us. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
It's so great to hear your beautiful voice, Laura. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, sorry, I for some reason got in my head that this was on like a Zoom call. So I literally was just waiting in a Zoom chat room, and then I was like, wait. Maybe this is just a call. No, it's completely my fault. It is not. No, you're totally fine. So someone added it. It was a Google Meet. Someone added it by mistake. That's what they just told me. Anyway, not a problem at all.
You are so fabulous. How's your 2025 going so far?
It is fantastic. It is fantastic. It is cold here, though. In Georgia, this morning it was 18 degrees, which is not normal for us.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So are you bundled up by the fireplace sipping cocoa?
Yes, that's exactly what I was doing. Well, actually, I had to go to work. But other than that, but we do have they canceled school already tomorrow for the kids and canceled work. So, we're expecting some yucky weather, which, in the South, it could be just like flurries and everybody freaks out. So,
and there's no milk and bread left on the shelves.
That's exactly it. Yes.
What is your perfect idea of a snow day?
Oh, it literally is what you described. It is building a fire, fixing some hot cocoa for the kids, me a big cup of coffee, and then us pulling out the board games.
Yes.
And just hanging out. My kids now, they're 12, 10, 10, and 6.
Wow.
So we're finally to the age that we can actually kind of play one game without the little one just like chewing on the pieces, Yes. But I also, we're right before the kids, I think, really end up, being tempted with all the technology stuff. We're still at this really sweet window where the kids just still like to play.
Yes.
And so I'm going to hold on to that as long as we can.
Yes, and then you can feel like a kid again. For instance, like you rode some roller coasters over the Christmas season. Is that right?
I did. So my twins, Ben and Griffin, they're 10 years old, and I have one who is my super chilled. He likes martial arts. He likes sipping tea. He likes things that are just very I don't know if feng shui is the word for it. He's just very chill, precision. And then my other twin, Benjamin, is just a wild man. And he loves roller coasters. So for his birthday this past year, I asked him what he wanted to do. And I was like, do you want to do a party with your friends? And he said, no, I want you to take me somewhere and ride roller coasters. We were already at an event. My very last event of the year was in Anaheim, and I looked it up and saw that they have, 2 or 3 different places that we could have gone. Anyway, we went to the one, he said, I want the one with the biggest, fastest roller coasters, and we did it. And I'll tell you, I am not as young as I used to be.
And you said you threw up once? Is that right?
I only threw up once. But man, Benjamin, he would do it, and he would jump off of it and run around and get back on it the next time. It was crazy.
Laura, you're a really good mom.
I don't. It was called Knott's Berry Farm, and they had literally the most intense roller coasters I've ever been on. But we had so much fun.
You're just a braver woman than me. And I got to tell you, I want to thank you because your music throughout the Christmas season was my favorite. Your version of O Come Emmanuel. I can't tell you how many times we had an interview clip or something. We went into that song, and boy, you were part of some really powerful moments. So thank you for that. And then I just had a chance, to listen to your song, Come Unto Jesus. And boy, it's beautiful. Laura, tell me the story behind you recreating this amazing hymn.
Well, honestly, it was us just wanting to just capture kind of a sentiment like one from the Psalms, where I think it's David that says, come and see what God has done, and so often, our eyes can get so fixated on things that are not going right in our lives.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if you can relate to that at all.
Preach it.
But I feel like every time, really every day, but especially on Sunday mornings, because a lot of the songs I write to use in our worship services here at Perimeter Church. But oftentimes, the call of God to us is just to come back, to open your eyes to the goodness of God, remember his faithfulness, not just in our lives, but throughout all of time. And so that song was meant just to remind us of how faithful God has been. And I think when we reflect on God's faithfulness, I think when we sing about God's faithfulness, we are kind of emboldened to believe again that he will continue to be faithful, even in the hard thing that we're walking through right now.
Oh, amen. And I wrote down that word come on my little legal pad today because so often Jesus said, come follow me. Come and see where I live. Come, you who are weary, and I will give you rest. And Laura, I don't know about you, but I need to RSVP yes to that invitation.
Well, it really is amazing when you think about the God who created the universe, the God who reigns as king above all kings and Lord above all the lords, any ruler that's ever even existed, that this same God says to us, come. Like he desires a relationship with us. And I think it's more than that. It's sometimes we think about, we are God's child because of this work that Jesus has done. It is that, but it's more than that. God delights in us coming into his presence. It's not just that he loves us, he likes us.
Yes.
And I think he calls us to be with him, kind of like what you were saying. I don't know if this may be completely irreverent, but kind of like Benji and I riding roller coasters together. I did that with him because I love that kid. And I feel like that's God's invitation to us when he tells us to come.
He is with us. And then when we come to him, we're able to rest in his love. That's a lyric from your song. What does that look like or feel like to you, Laura, resting in the love of God?
Oh, man, I think that some of it is our thought life and some of it is our actions. I think for our thoughts, so often we can overthink things. We can try to think past the knowledge and wisdom God has given us for the present day, and it causes an enormous amount of anxiety. I wonder sometimes if people really knew my thoughts, my anxious thoughts, would they believe that I have a God, like that I have a loving Father, that like I would say with my mouth that I trust God with my life, I trust him with everything, but then I look at how much I tarry over certain things, or I'm anxious over certain things. Yes. So I think God is calling us to come and rest in him in a mental way, but I also think that there's things we can do just kind of as rhythms of our life that foster more resting in who he is. Things like spending time with him each morning. I'm trying my best to go to God before I go to my phone each day.
Yes.
Because God brings peace. My phone brings anxiety.
Yes.
It just does. Whether it's the news feed or the list of emails that somehow someone was sending me during the night, So habits like going to God, habits like time with friends that are life-giving, that brings kind of this idea of rest into your life. But more than anything, it's remembering that God did not come to give us a list of things to do to make us busier. What the scriptures say, Jesus has come unto me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Yes. Rest in your uncertainty, rest in your doubts, in your anxiety, all of those things. Laura, I just saw a meme. We're seeing all of these terrible orange posts on social media with the wildfires. Politics are heating up again. But I saw this meme and it said, hold tight to hope. And it had Snoopy with a cute little winter hat. And I thought, Lord, that's what I want to do right now in the midst of everything. So what does that look like for you? You were just mentioning going to God. How do you open his word and study it? What does prayer look like for you?
That's a great question. I think one of the things, in Philippians 4 that comes to mind where it says, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure. And Paul gives us this list of things. And at the end of it, it says, let your mind dwell on these things.
Yes.
I think that's really important for a believer to, so often we will allow our minds to kind of spin out on something. Sometimes it's something that's not even true. Sometimes it's a perception about ourselves, or it's something that could happen to us in the future that has us crippled in the present. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But sometimes it is something that's true. And, you know, you think about what is a national really disaster here with these wildfires. And it's almost like we open our news feed and it's too much to bear. And I feel like the Lord is saying, yes, that is too much to bear. Like, you don't have to bear that. And we can go to God with our grief and say, God, I don't understand this. But today I'm going to still trust that you're a good God, because I believe what you say in your scriptures. I believe that even the hard things in life you use for good. And it's hard because we don't, and even as I say that, I hate when Christians are too quick, you know, when people are grieving over loss like this. Yeah. I hate when Christians are too quick to say, it's okay, God's working it together for good, because that's really not what he's meaning. He's with us in our grief, and he wants us to be honest when things are hard, and be honest when things are confusion. He just doesn't want us to live in a place without hope.
Laura Story, it's such an honor to talk with you. And I wonder, before I let you go here, if you would do a little traffic intro for us.
Oh, I would love that.
Such a beautiful conversation. Okay, it would sound something like, hi, I'm Laura Story, and I'm about to sing for you. But first, Donna's going to get you to work and school on time. So however you want to say that in your own Laura way, you're just telling them, I'm about to sing. Okay, go for it.
Hey, it's Laura Story, and I'd love to sing some songs for you. But before that, Donna's going to get you to work and school on time.
Awesome. You are so fabulous.
Is that okay?
You're terrific. I appreciate you. You're just such a wonderful friend. God bless you, Laura, and your whole family.
Hey, you too. Have a great day.